Hi everyone. Many of you have asked me to explain a little bit more the concepts of Ethereum blockchain and what they mean. So I invited my very good friend Murat to talk to us about the fungible token ERC-20 and the Open Zeppelin contracts. These two tools and concepts are very much used within the Ethereum blockchain and the decentralized application worlds. There is a slight issue with the microphone that Murat is using, but bear with us. This is a very good video with very good explanations of these two concepts. Murat, take it away.
Hello everyone, this is Murat, and today we are going to talk about ERC-20 token standard. Let's start with what they are not, so that it will be easier to understand in opposition. So you know about NFTs, right? You have heard about NFTs. They are like unique tokens on the blockchain that cannot be interchanged between each other because they have different values. Like one NFT might worth $5,000 whilst another can worth $2. So these are NFTs, ERC-721 tokens. They are unique. They are like art pieces, like Mona Lisa. There's only one of them. You can identify what is what. ERC-20s are in many ways the opposite of it. They are interchangeable. They work like money, let's say. Like I like to think this example. Like let's say you have $5. Okay. You know, there is a serial number in that $5, but you don't really care about the serial number. It worth $5. Your friend has a $5 bill, and you can just exchange those $5. Like you can give them and they can give their $5 bill to you, and you wouldn't exchange any value because at the end you would start with $5 and you would end with $5. The serial number of the $5 would have changed because you take your friend's $5, but the value hasn't changed. So ERC-20 tokens work like that, and there are many use cases of ERC-20s in the blockchain space. Like the sky is the limit in most cases. Here it gives some examples, like what I can give in this moment. Think about stable coins. Like there are coins that are pegged to a fiat currency like dollar, like DAI. One DAI is $1, and there are many things to learn about it later on. Another thing, what I'm thinking, let's say you want to create a blockchain game, an RPG game, whatever, and you want to put a mission, and say if you complete this mission you will earn 100 my game token, and after you earn that my game token, you can buy a shiny armor for 70 my game token. So you see how useful, how interesting things can get. Yeah. Anyway, let's dig deeper. What are ERCs? In order to understand what are ERCs, we might need to understand what are EIPs, Ethereum Improvement Proposals. So, you know, blockchain is still quite new and still improving a lot. Well, in EIPs, people in the community, they propose certain things. Here, on 2015, Fabian Vogelsteller proposed a token standard, ERC-20 token standard, which then got accepted and became ERC-20 token standard. Well, what was the reason for that, and why was it accepted? Well, back in the day, everyone could create any kind of token in any sense. So like, what are tokens? First of all, tokens are just pieces of code that run on the blockchain. Okay, that's cool. But again, back in the day, you could create a token which has, let's say, to simplify things, 10 functions, and I can create a token with 2 functions. I call it token, you call it token. We want to create a DeFi platform. Well, how are we gonna exchange our tokens? Because our tokens, even though they are named token, they have different properties, so it wouldn't work. So the community came up with the idea, okay, let's have a token standard which have certain base functions, like every single of ERC-20 token, like Dogecoin, Pepecoin, DAI, they should have the same base functions. And here we can see those functions. Again, I will put this. We will put these links in the description, so you can check for yourself, and it will be better. It will be quite good if you could. You see, this is the interface for it. Each ERC-20 token should have a total supply function, a balance of function, transfer function, these, and 2 events. I'm going to explain them. The first 3 are actually quite understandable and simple. Like total supply will return how many of those coins have been created. Balance of is taking an account as its parameter, that is to say that you pass some entity like a smart contract or a wallet and see how many of those coins that certain entity has. Transfer is like paying, like giving money to somewhere. The last 3 allowance, approve, and transfer from, they're more like DeFi, decentralized finance stuff, which are like with allowance, approve, and transfer from, you can give like they work in that way. You know, the idea is different there. You can give the right to spend a certain amount of tokens in your behalf to some other entity, like to smart contract. I can say, okay, there's this smart contract X. I give the rights to spend 500 of my tokens, Murat tokens, to that X contract, so they can spend my tokens in my place. And you will say, like, why would I do that? Well, there are many use cases for it. Like, imagine you are in a DeFi platform and you create the bot. Okay, there is a bot that says, if the price of a certain token, my token or Murat token, falls below a certain amount of value, sell 400 tokens from that 500 tokens that I have given. I have allowed this contract X to spend. So you don't have to do this yourself. You can give the rights to some other entity. And events, these 2 events are just events fired in the blockchain that you can use for many things, especially on the front end, to read what was going on, etc. Now I would like to, like, as you can see, I'm on docs.openzeppelin.com. What is Open Zeppelin? Why am I showing this, and why should you care? Well, Open Zeppelin is a framework, a development framework for Ethereum blockchain that's very respected, trusted. Well, what it is doing, basically, they have a bunch of tried and tested contracts that you can directly import and use in your project. So instead of writing one your own, you can just import an ERC-20 token from Open Zeppelin and start building. Let me give an example. Let's see. So this is the Open Zeppelin wizard, and actually this is how you create an ERC-20 token with Open Zeppelin, with import statement. You see, like, this is Solidity code. I will get into that in a minute, but this is it. You know, this creates a token called my token with the MTK symbol, and that's it. If you wanted to write something like that yourself, let's see, there is another example on QuickNote. Here they show you how you can create an ERC-20 token. You see that that's a lot of code compared to this one. And if you wanted to check how Open Zeppelin implemented the ERC-20 token standard, we can even see that a lot of things, you know. We don't have to write these by ourselves, because we might make mistakes, and there are many bad actors that are trying to steal funds. So it's better to use tested and audited code like Open Zeppelin. I just love it. I use it all the time. We can go back here, and I want to see how cool this is. Like you can, in this wizard, you can add some other things, which here I click burnable, and it implements another contract here, ERC-20 burnable contract, that gives the possibility of burning the tokens, or we can pause it, or we can do votes, or we can open flash minting. Well, these are all Solidity stuff, which we will talk about in later tutorials. So to go over very fast about what is going on here, if you are extremely new to Solidity, so this is a Solidity code. Solidity is one of the languages, or the de facto language of developing smart contracts, which are just pieces of code that run on the blockchain, on Ethereum blockchain. So this is the language. So it starts with a license identifier. MIT means that you can use it, you can change it. This Pragma Solidity defines the Solidity compiler, because Solidity is a compiled language. Here with the import statement, we are importing this. Actually, like, we can directly import it. It's a language. It's a programming language. It allows importing. And here we start the contract with the contract keyword. Contract my token is an extent of ERC-20 that we have just imported here. We set a constructor method. I will explain it. And we pass ERC-20 from here with my token, the name and the symbol. But why are we doing this? Like, why? Well, bear with me. Constructor is a special method in Solidity that runs only once when the contract is first deployed. So when the contract is first deployed, we are setting something. Let's see what are we setting. In the Open Zeppelin GitHub page, there is this ERC-20 Sol contract that we are importing here. It says the constructor, which is the function that will run only once when the contract is first deployed, and it takes two parameters: string, memory, name. Don't worry about this right now. String, memory, symbol. And here in the constructor, we have two variables here. Again, don't worry about this right now. If you know development, these are just variables, name and symbol, and we are passing these parameters as the value of these variables. So we are defining the name and the symbol, and here we are just doing that. Like, we could have changed this to Murat token, and or like dog, or some other token, you know, like whatever we want, my game token or something like that. So this is how it works. I hope you have learned some things about what's ERC-20 tokens, what are EIPs, and what are ERCs, why these was as they are, what is Open Zeppelin, why we need Open Zeppelin, we don't need, but why it's super useful, and why should we care, and what are we doing here, what is constructor, and so forth.